All right, puff pastry. And we're just gonna roll this out with the parchment paper on our sheet pan. All right, we're instantly gonna come in with our knife and we're gonna cut some diagonal slits right along our puff pastry, just like so. This is a super easy, yummy treat that is great for summer or fall. I cannot wait for you guys to see what this comes into. All right, we have our cuts on both sides, leaving the middle untouched. Now I'm gonna come in with my favorite ingredient, my Philadelphia cheesecake no bake. You guys know I love this stuff, and we're gonna add a generous amount right in the center of our puff pastry. And yes, you can bake this no bake cheesecake. It doesn't change anything about the taste. It is so yummy, so delicious. And this dessert is a must try, especially if you love cheesecake. So we're gonna just spread this out so we have a nice layer right in the center, not touching those cuts. All right, we used about 1/3 of our container and that looks perfect. Now our next step is probably my favorite, but we are gonna add some apple pie filling. Yes, you can add whatever pie filling you want. I have made this with cherries before and it is so yummy, but we're doing apples this time because it reminds me of fall, reminds me of Thanksgiving, which this would be the perfect dessert to make for Thanksgiving. So we're just adding some pie filling right on top of that cheesecake. Once again, not touching those cuts that we made on the sides of our puff pastry. And you can add as much or as little as you like. I think we're gonna use most of this can, if not all of it. Okay, perfect. Now, for my favorite part, we're gonna go ahead and take our little cuts that we made and we're gonna stretch it over our pie filling and our cheesecake, just like so. We're gonna do a nice little braid with our puff pastry. This is such a fun dessert to make and it will totally impress your guests, especially if you are hosting for Thanksgiving. So let's go ahead and finish up our braid, just alternating sides as we fold in our puff pastry cuts. All right, we're placing our last little folds, just tuck it right on top, just like so. And now we're gonna do one more thing before we pop this in the oven. We are gonna grab our egg and we are gonna do an egg wash on top of our puff pastry. You can do a milk wash or a water wash, but I find that the egg wash makes the puff pastry the most golden brown and flaky, which is our goal for this recipe. So we're just gonna brush that little egg right on top and then this will be ready to get cooking. I'm so excited. It's gonna make our house really smell delicious. I'm just finishing up here. That looks absolutely perfect. This is gonna go in the oven at 400 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Oh my, this looks even better than I expected. The only thing that will make this better is a little bit of powdered sugar that we're gonna sprinkle right on top of this entire thing. Oh,
it smells so good.
It smells like apple pie.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so now we are gonna go ahead and move this onto our cutting board. Whoop. Start off with just grabbing our parchment paper. And then we can just slide it right off. Oh, look at that beauty. Okay, it's time to cut a slice. Ooh, that cheesecake, the apple pie, the puff pastry. This is about to be my new favorite dessert. All right, time to give this a try. That was really hot, you guys.
Oh.
But oh my goodness, it was worth it because that is so tasty. I have one puff pastry sheet. Just gonna go ahead and open this up, and this is thawed out. Grab a rolling pin and just give it a nice rolled out. We want this to be a square. Okay, that looks great. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut this into small squares. Beautiful. All right, let's separate these apart. And if you have any pieces that are a little wonky, you can just cut off the ends, just like this, so that we have that perfect square that we want. All right, so we have 9 squares here. Now we're gonna go ahead and do little slits, just like this, on each side of our puff pastry. Do that on each one. Quickly, just cut a nice small slit on each side, just like this. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and grab some lemon pie filling. You can use whatever pie filling you like. I just chose lemon for this. And you're just gonna do a little dollop of lemon pie filling right in the middle, just like this. This is gonna be so yummy and so delicious, and that little burst of lemon is gonna be so good in these. Okay, just a little dollop on each one. You could use jam if you wanted to use jam. Strawberry pie filling would be delicious. It's totally customizable to your liking. Oh, the lemon pie filling smells so good, you guys. Okay, almost done here. Just finish up these last ones. Just make sure that lemon pie filling is right in the middle of your squares, not touching those slits. Last one. Perfect. Okay, now that we have these all set, we're gonna go ahead and fold each corner inward just like this. Have those corners touch. See how cute that is? And then do that with this side. And then one more time. Look how cute that looks. Okay, do that with the rest of ours really quick. Okay, finished up all of our little squares. Now I'm gonna go ahead and transfer them to a sheet pan just right here. Quickly and carefully. Just right there. Beautiful. Okay, now before we pop these in the oven, I'm just gonna grab a little egg wash, and we're just gonna brush these with our egg wash to make them nice and golden. I love doing this with all of my puff pastry desserts because it just adds that extra crisp that you desire with your pastries. Okay, and if you don't have an egg on you, you could do a butter wash instead, or you could just skip this part altogether, but I just love what the egg wash does for this. These desserts are gonna be so perfect for any event. I love making them for church on Sundays. I just made a small batch today, but you can make a full batch with all of that pie filling and both puff pastry sheets. Okay. Okay, now these are gonna go in the oven. It's set to 350 and they're gonna cook for 25 minutes. Look how cute these came out. I am obsessed. Okay, now before we plate these, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some powdered sugar because everything is better with powdered sugar. Just get a nice amount in there and just sprinkle them with that goodness. Look how cute the powdered sugar makes these. It really ties everything together, don't you think?
Yeah, powdered sugar always reminds me of Christmas for some reason.
Probably because it looks like snow.
Oh, maybe.
All right, and then I have some fresh raspberries that I already washed. Don't worry, guys. And I'm just gonna put them right in the middle, just like this. Isn't that so cute? How cute? Some of them can fit one, some of them can fit two. Ooh, I am loving how these are turning out. Okay.
It's exciting.
And it adds such a great flavor to that lemon. All right, now these are ready to be plated. Okay. Look at our gorgeous little tartlets. Let's try one. Okay.
Oh, they're crunchy.
Oh my gosh. I've never seen anything so perfectly cooked before. You guys gotta try them. All right, we have our puff pastry here. Now I'm gonna grab my ultra thin mild cheddar cheese, pull that out of its bag, and we are gonna grab our cheese by the paper and place it right on top of our puff pastry, just like so. We are making a delicious and super easy holiday appetizer that will impress all of your guests because it's gonna be not only tasty, but it's gonna look beautiful on your Christmas appetizer table. I'm gonna use my pizza cutter and cut off that extra cheese. Easy peasy. Keep that pizza cutter to the side, or you're gonna use that again. Now I'm coming in with my smoked deli ham. Ham and cheddar, oh my, name a better duo. I'll wait.
Ooh, there isn't one.
Okay, let's get our little sliced ham out. Now, if you had, some Christmas ham left over, you could try to use that for this. Just cut it very thin. We want it to be deli sliced. Now we're putting that ham right on top of our cheddar cheese, on top of our puff pastry. We're almost done here. We just have a few more little steps, very quick steps, and then this is gonna be in the oven, just like so. Okay, I have one more sheet of puff pastry that we are gonna put right on top. Try to line it up perfectly with your other puff pastry. And then we are gonna pull off this parchment paper.
Oh, it's like a sandwich.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for. And then if you need to adjust it, go ahead and adjust it at this moment. We're gonna go ahead and cut our puff pastry vertically, just like so. Super quick and easy. They just need to be about a ½ inch wide for this recipe. All right, now for the fun, festive part. Move this aside, give us some counter space to work with. We're gonna go ahead and pull our puff pastry off of our parchment paper. And now we are gonna go ahead and stack our little ham and puff pastry very quickly, just like so, to make
Oh my gosh.
a Christmas tree.
It looks like a tree.
And in order to get that tree to stay in place, we're gonna put it on its back. And then I have a skewer here, and we're gonna put the skewer all the way through all of those layers. Just like,
so that way it bakes into a better tree.
yeah, and that's puff pastry, so it's gonna expand and it's gonna look very cute. All right, let's finish our last little Christmas tree swirl, just like so.
Look at that.
So cute, so easy. Grab our skewer, make sure it goes through all of our layers, all the way to the top. I like to leave a little bit on the top, just like that. And then we have our sheet pan that I greased with our little appetizers ready. Okay, my oven is set to 350 and these are gonna cook for 25 minutes. All right, while our Christmas trees are cooling down, I'm gonna grab a stick of melted butter. I have some minced garlic that I'm gonna go ahead and put right in there. We're gonna make some delicious garlic butter. What's better than garlic butter?
Absolutely nothing.
And then we want some green on our Christmas trees, so we're gonna do some chopped parsley. Do a lot, right?
Yeah, bring it on.
And then lastly, some shredded Parmesan cheese. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so delicious. Not too much of the cheese, because there's already cheese in the trees.
Extra cheese, please.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and give this a good mix. Oh my gosh, look how rich and delicious that looks. That is ready for our trees, but we have one more very important step, and we are gonna need some extra sharp white cheddar cracker cut cheese.
What's that for?
You'll see. We need about 6 slices of our cheese. Lay this out on our little cutting board, just like so. And then I have a tiny little star cookie cutter so we can cut out stars for our tree. Look how adorable that is. You can use whatever cheese you like. I just like the white cheddar because it makes it look like a white, beautiful tree topper. All right, our stars are ready. Let's go ahead and slide in our Christmas trees.
Oh, they look so good.
Right, so cute. They just puffed up beautifully. Let's go ahead and brush it with our butter, make them look nice and delicious. Oh yeah.
So could you do this before, or is it just better to do it after?
I mean, I want to taste that butter, so I'm doing it after.
True.
Doesn't really matter though. It's all gonna taste the same. Oh my goodness, doesn't that look so good?
Yeah, it looks so beautiful. Look at that.
All right, it's time to add the star to our tree. Look how beautifully cooked that puff pastry is.
That looks good.
And we're just going to poke that right in there, just like that. How cute.
How cute is that?
And then put them on our serving platter. The cutest Christmas appetizer ever. Oh my, I am so excited. These are so adorable.
So are you just sticking it on there, or you're poking it on there?
I'm poking it.
What? Okay, let me see.
Okay, let me like this, at an angle, pokes right on.
Wait, turn around. Oh, okay, that's perfect,
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Let's go ahead and give this a try. I'm picking the cutest one, of course.
Is it good?
It's really good. All right, so we have 1 stick of melted butter, and then we're gonna grab some brown sugar. It's giving me some trouble. We're gonna need about 1 cup of brown sugar to mix in with that butter. Perfect. Grab a whisk and get that well blended. Delicious. Okay. We're gonna put this to the side. Grab a sheet pan and a scooper, and we're just gonna scoop a little bit of mixture right there. That might have been too much. Just like that. And you'll see what we're doing in just a second. This is such a good and yummy dessert. So easy, just a few ingredients. Pop it in your oven and then it's gonna be delicious. We don't need to spray the pan because we have all that butter in there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab my pineapple rings, and we're gonna put 1 pineapple ring just like that. Perfect. This is gonna be so good. If you guys like pineapple upside down cake, you're gonna love this easy dessert. Just make sure that the brown sugar mixture is fully around the ring. Grab some maraschino cherries and just put 1 in each of your rings, just like you would with a pineapple upside down cake. Just quickly, so we can get this in the oven. This looks so good already. All right, beautiful. Now for the main ingredient, our puff pastry sheet. Go ahead and open this baby up, just like this. And we are gonna need 6 pieces because we have 6 of those pineapples. So we'll cut it in half, just like that. And then 1 more time, like this. Look how easy that is. Beautiful. Bring this back, and we are just gonna put these right on top of that pineapple. Cover the whole pineapple, just like this. Look how easy this is. One of my easiest desserts ever. Okay. Beautiful. Almost done. Last but not least, and you can totally skip this part if you don't have an egg, we're gonna do a nice little egg wash. And I use the yolk and the egg whites because that just ends up being the best for my egg washes. Just give that a nice mix. And then a light brush on top of that puff pastry. Oh, this is gonna be so good, you guys. I'm so excited to share this with you. Just wait until we see these flip over. It's gonna be the best dessert you'll ever make. And it's so perfect for summer that, there we go. Beautiful, get those edges. All right, now this is ready for the oven. My oven is set to 350 and these are gonna cook for like 25 to 30 minutes. Oh my, would you look at these? I did let them cool down completely. Let's go ahead and check out the bottom. Ooh, give it a little wiggle. Oh my, that looks so good, you guys. A little upside down pastries. Okay, it's time to try one of these babies out. So good. Okay, so we just cut our puff pastry. I try to make them even, but you know what? I'm not perfect. And we're gonna bring in our sheet pan and transfer our puff pastry little cutouts right onto our sheet pan. I am not greasing my sheet pan because the puff pastry should just come right up. I'm gonna bring in 1 egg and I'm going to break up and scramble that egg so we can do a super quick egg wash on our puff pastry. This will just ensure that they get a nice golden brown texture on them. So once that's mixed, you just brush it super quick and easy from edge to edge. You could use a butter wash or a milk wash, whatever you prefer. If you don't have an egg, this should be all right. These are ready for the oven. My oven is set to 350 and they're gonna bake for about 15 minutes. All right, while those are in the oven, I'm gonna grab a medium-sized bowl. I have a small box of instant vanilla pudding. I'm gonna put that right in there, use the whole box. This is about 3.4 ounces. Perfect. Now I'm gonna grab my reduced fat milk. You can use whatever milk you like. This is 12 ounces, so that should be plenty for what we're trying to make today. Use that whole little bottle. Now, before we add our next ingredient, I'm just gonna give this a quick little stir with my spatula. You can use a whisk or a spoon, a fork, whatever you have should be fine for this quick mix. We just want to make sure we get those chunks of pudding kind of, dissolved into our milk. Okay, once we see that our pudding has dissolved, we are gonna go ahead and we are gonna grab some True Whip today. So I opted for True Whip instead of Cool Whip because it's a little bit healthier and you guys are always telling me you don't like Cool Whip, but obviously for this, you can use Cool Whip. Use whatever you like. Do a homemade whipped cream. This is gonna taste delicious regardless. Okay, and we're adding that whole container in there. This is an 8-ounce container of True Whip. Oh my gosh, look how fluffy that looks. Now we are gonna go ahead and fold that in until they are well combined. Oh my goodness, this is just gonna go so beautifully with that puff pastry. It's gonna be the easiest, most delicious dessert that all your guests will be impressed by. But let's go ahead and get these well blended. All right, this looks perfect. We're gonna pop this in the fridge until that puff pastry is done and cooled. All right, these are done and fully cooled. We're gonna go ahead and grab one of these right off the pan, bring it over, and I'm going to cut this in half because I feel like it's a little too big for what I wanted. Just lightly, you don't want to break it, right in half, and that top should just come right off. Beautiful. I'm gonna grab one more and do the same thing. Cut it right in half. They kind of puff up to where you can perfectly cut it right on that crease. Okay, I have our pudding mixture in a piping bag, and we are just gonna pipe right onto our puff pastry, just like so. And then we're gonna stack this puff pastry right on top. Do another row of pudding. You could just do whipped cream too. You don't have to do the pudding mixture like I did. Do one last layer. So you only need 3 layers of this. Put some more pudding on there. Just like so. Don't worry, it doesn't need to look perfect because we are gonna grab some fresh fruit and kind of just place it right on top of that cream. You can even put berries in between the layers. Have a little combo here. Put some blueberries in there, blackberry, and a raspberry. Just fill it up till it looks nice and beautiful. This is such a delicious spring dessert. And that is it. I know that, you know, takes a little bit to construct it, but it's well worth it. Bring it over to our serving platter and get these done. All right, I finished up the first few. Now I'm just gonna grab some powdered sugar. This is optional, just do a nice little dusting on them. I just think it adds some beauty to the dessert. Look how delicious that looks. So good. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for this one right here. Give it a nice taste test. Usually you would use a fork, but I can't wait. I need to try this right now. Oh my gosh. That is so good, you guys. You gotta try it. All right, that was just my puff pastry that I cut into 6 pieces. Now I'm coming in with my white cheddar cheese slices. We're gonna bring that out, and I'm going to cut the cheese in half and place half on each section of our puff pastry. It's okay if your cuts aren't, you know, exact, just like how mine are, because mine are a little off. It will not affect this delicious and easy lunch. Now I'm coming in with my premium beef hot dogs, and we're gonna place 1 hot dog on each of our puff pastry sections, just like so. If you love hot dogs, you will love this quick and easy lunch. All right, we have our last one right there. I'm gonna move this to the side and then bring in my greased sheet pan. And I still have some leftover cheese, so I'm gonna go ahead and split these and kind of place them on our sheet pan where we want to place our hot dogs, give them some space so that they can really have a space for their own, just like so. So we used a total of 6 slices of our white cheddar. Now we're gonna come back to our hot dogs and puff pastry, and we're gonna grab that all together, and then this is gonna go upside down on top of that cheese, just like so. And it looks like we'll only be able to fit a couple on here, which is completely fine. We can do another sheet pan. All right, now I'm gonna do a quick little egg wash. So we're just gonna kind of scramble our 1 egg with our little kitchen brush, and then we're gonna brush our puff pastry so that it gets nice and golden brown in the oven. This is an important step for this super easy lunch. It's great for summertime. It's great if you don't have a grill and you still want some yummy hot dogs. The puff pastry just makes it elevated and super delicious. So let's get that egg wash on all 6 of these. All right, now these are ready for the oven. The cheese helps that puff pastry stick to the hot dog. My oven is set to 375 and it's gonna be in there for about 20 minutes. Oh my, I wish you guys could smell these. They smell absolutely incredible. You can see how that cheese just crisped up right there. That is exactly what we wanted. All right, I have my big spatula here. We're gonna go right underneath and then, oh, look at that. This is gonna be delicious. All right, let's put this to the side and dress these babies up. Starting off with some ketchup. Mustard. Our Puff Pastry hot dogs are gonna be your go-to this summer. Perfect for 4th of July, perfect for Father's Day. We have some relish. Honestly, your family's gonna want you to make this all year round because it's that good. And then call me crazy, I'm doing some onions. Obviously, the condiments are optional. I never used condiments on my hot dogs until I was like 25, and then I finally got some good taste buds. All right, look at those beauties. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, this is gonna be incredible. All right, this is just one sheet of puff pastry. I'm gonna roll it out oh so lightly. It doesn't need to be very, you know, big, just a little bit. Roll out those creases. Perfect. Now I'm coming in with my smoked sausage. This is such a delicious sausage and it is the perfect size for our game day snack we're making. And we're just gonna put our sausage right there. See, I rolled it out to the perfect size.
That fits perfect.
Okay, now we are going to roll our puff pastry around our smoked sausage. Make sure to keep it nice and tight. Just like so. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna grab a sheet pan, place this right here, and we're gonna make our second one off camera. All right, now that we have our sausages wrapped, I'm gonna grab a quick egg wash, and we're gonna brush this entire puff pastry. We want a nice brown, crispy puff pastry. This is gonna make it so delicious, and it's gonna make it look amazing. Nice and flaky. Just get it all over your edges, and you know what? You kind of wanna get some on that little edge that we rolled up so that it will stick together and it won't unroll.
Like a glue.
Yeah, exactly. Just quickly get a little bit right there and then just roll it back into place. Beautiful. Do the same to the second one, and then we have a little topping to go on this, and then this is ready for the oven. It's kind of like a big pigs in the blanket, but we are gonna do something extra special with it once we pop it out of the oven. It's great for game day or, you know, a holiday appetizer, whatever you wanna make it for, it's gonna be a hit. Okay, seal up that edge just like we did with the other one, and it's so great because the sausages come with 2 sausages, and then the pack of puff pastry comes with 2 puff pastry sheets. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better little combination. Okay.
And it's super inexpensive.
Yeah, exactly. Now that egg wash is also gonna help with the everything's bagel seasoning sticking to it, and that's gonna give such a great flavor to our pigs in the blanket. Oh my goodness. And you can skip this part if you're not a big fan of poppy seeds and sesame seeds, but I personally love it, so I'm gonna go a little crazy, try to get it on the sides where we got the egg wash, because we want a well-rounded, you know, pigs in the blanket.
Ooh, it says Asiago.
Yeah, the best kind of bagel. Now you could just use, you know, a sea salt if you don't want to use the everything seasoning, but personally I think these are gonna be perfect. So my oven is set to 350 and they're gonna cook for about 25 minutes. Oh my, would you take a look at those? They look so good. Okay, this is what you want them to look like. We're gonna go ahead and transfer them. Make sure they just come right up off of our sheet pan. Just super quick onto the cutting board. One, it's okay if it flakes. Gorgeous, easy peasy. Have a few servings out of here, just so lightly. Use your serrated knife. And look at that. Woo! We have our delicious pigs in the blanket appetizer, perfect for game day. Everyone gets a nice serving. You can cut them as small or as big as you want. And they are gonna be such a hit. Look at all that flakiness.
Oh, they're so flaky.
Oh my goodness.
Perfectly cooked.
Okay, now these would not be complete without some dipping sauces. So we're gonna go ahead and make room on our serving dish for our favorite dipping sauces. Okay, it is time to try this. Go ahead and get your pigs in the blanket. And I'm gonna dip it in the aioli. Oh, doesn't that look so good?
It does look good.
Okay, it's flaky, okay? So actually I'm gonna get a little appetizer plate. Right here. Yeah, look at that bottom, perfectly cooked.
Everything's perfectly cooked.
Take off these 2 triangles of our frozen puff pastry that I let thaw out. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab some scrambled eggs that I just cooked up, and we're gonna put that right in the center of our puff pastry. Make sure it doesn't fall on those lines that we just cut. We are making an easy and delicious breakfast. Okay, just make sure everything is lined up in that puff pastry. Get a little bit more egg in there. You probably only need about 3 eggs for this dish. Okay, get that nice and centered. Make sure no pieces are falling out. Perfect. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab some pre-cooked sausage. You can use turkey sausage, pork sausage. I'm using pork sausage. You can even use Impossible sausage if you want this to be vegetarian. Okay. Just add those crumbles right on top. I'm making multiple, so I have some extra sausage. Make sure those crumbles just stay in there. We want everything to stay in the middle of our puff pastry. This is gonna be so good and look beautiful when we're done with it. Okay, I think we can use a little bit more sausage just right here. All right. Now, of course, this wouldn't be complete without some cheese. I'm using the medium cheddar Tillamook, and we're just gonna sprinkle that right on top. It's just gonna add so much flavor and make it so delicious. Perfect. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add some chives. This is totally optional. You can skip this part if you don't like chives, but I personally love chives with these flavors. Just chop them up right in there. And you don't need too many, just a nice little burst of color. This might look a little messy right now, but trust me, when we're finished, it's gonna be the most beautiful breakfast you've ever eaten.
It looks delicious.
Right? Okay, now that we got all of our ingredients in here, let's season it up a little bit. I'm just gonna do some pepper, some regular black pepper, just sprinkle it on just like this. And then of course, some salt. Perfect. All right, now this is the fun part. We're gonna grab those little flaps that we cut and we're gonna braid this over all of our breakfast ingredients, just like this. Just quickly fold each piece into the dish, covering up all of those ingredients that we just plopped in there.
Such a cool technique. You rarely see this being used.
Yeah, and just close that up, just like this. Look how beautiful that is. And so easy, just a few ingredients and you have a beautiful breakfast braid. Now, before we pop this on a pan, I'm gonna grab an egg wash and just brush that on the entire puff pastry. This is just gonna make it nice and golden and beautiful and really crisp up that puff pastry. I learned this trick in culinary school and I can't go without it now.
I actually had no clue about this technique.
Yeah, and you can also use butter if you don't want to waste an extra egg. I know eggs are expensive right now, but you know, butter can do the job too.
Cool, good. I love butter too.
Okay. Perfect. Now, grab our pan and we're gonna transfer it over. Just get it right underneath that puff pastry. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay. Now this is gonna go in the oven at 350 for about 35 minutes. It's super quick and it's gonna be really delicious. Yeah. I think this baby's done. Oh yeah, that looks perfect. Whew, it's hot. Okay.
Nice. That looks so good.
Right? That crust just golden up so perfectly. Let's go ahead and transfer this baby onto a cutting board so we can get a nice piece of that. Oh wow, that looks amazing.
I just want to see it be cut open.
Okay, I want a big piece. Oh, do you hear that crunch?
Crunch. Wow.
Okay, nice and flaky. That's the flakiest thing I've ever seen. You ready?
Yes.
Oh, it's cooked perfectly.
That's so good.
Okay, let me try a piece.
Wow. It's good.